Hey, Hobo. Hey, Michaela. Hey, Conbrook. Hey, Brooka. Feel like it's been a while. Feel like it's been a minute, Michaela. Hey, Vanna. Hey, Nova. Actually, Brooka, you were fourth. You were fourth to say anything, Brooka. Hey, Baked. Uh, I oppose it, Baked. I oppose his stance. I oppose his stance on basically everything, frankly. Chat wasn't on all messages. Hey, Alpha. What's stream name? Why not? Because the Nazis are back in power in the US, so. Tom Holston. I'm not sure who Tom Holston is, actually. Watched Pearl today. Cool, cool. I mean, Elon Musk did a straight up fucking Sig Ale, so. Maya Goth is pretty. She is. How was that okay? Because nothing matters anymore. Just absolutely nothing matters anymore. Hey, Yoda. Oh, he knew. He knew exactly what he was doing. And he knew that, he knew that, hey, Viking, he knew there'd be people pointing out, hey, he just did the fucking Nazi salute. And he knew the media would be like, well, some say it looks like the Nazi salute, but others say, no, it's not. And who are we to decide if the Nazi salute is actually a Nazi salute? And he knew that, like, he knew all the conservatives would be like, oh, what a Nazi. Yeah, he's just trolling. He's trolling people. Oh, he's such a great troll. Oh, he's the best troll out there. He's the best troll ever. So he knew what he was doing, and he knew that he would suffer no consequences for it whatsoever, ever. Hey, Jordan. What happened? Elon Musk did a full-on Nazi salute. Hey, pickle face. Am I okay? Nah, I'm a bit tired today. Neck's sore. Neck's stiff, and I have no way of working it out. Ghostman's rocking one way ride, yep. Hey, Buttercup. Shouldn't break into anymore. Just keep resisting, basically. Depends on how many people are going to come in here and ask me what I think about the inauguration. A lot. Trump's already had 2 lawsuits filed against him. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Used to watch Elon talk about the mechanics of rockets. Too bad those days are over. I will say, based on things I've heard about Musk, hey, Killface, I'm not sure I would actually believe him on the mechanics of rockets. It was absolutely an Nazi salute, Pickleface. He tapped his chest and then put his hand out, palms down, like palm facing down, arms straight out. Trump's against electric cars, but Elon makes electric cars. And then because Musk doesn't actually give a shit about the cars. Yeah. When you tap your chest and then hold your arm out straight with the all the fingers together and the palm facing down. You know, like if he did something like this, that would not have been a Nazi salute. But he did literally the Nazi salute. We haven't screwed everyone's screwed. You think he sold his soul to the devil? I mean, I don't think he ever had a soul. Hey, CT. The Roman salute that, for the record, was not actually done in Rome. Romans didn't actually do that salute. It was a significantly later invention that was then co-opted by fascists. Protestant prayer was absolutely wild. Yeah. I don't really care about prayer in general. Don't know what to do as a woman. Hey, scapegoat. Jello Biafra. Who? Sam Harris dropped the details of selling it with Elon. Did not see that. I don't even know who Sam Harris is. So, making a federal law about the Tinder stuff. Yep. Oh no, I just hate Nazis. And I mean, you know, Nazi punks should fuck off. Gulf America, yeah. That'll sure bring down the price of eggs. Sam Harris is a famous atheist. Explains why I've never heard of him. I don't give a shit about famous atheists. Sid Vicious. No, that wasn't Sid Vicious. Sex Pistols are the Nazis. I mean, John Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten, is conservative. Hey, leave me alone. Nazi punks fuck off is the dead Kennedys. Jello Biafra was the guy who wrote it. Okay. He's still alive. Jello Biafra is still alive. Getting conservative? Probably. That said, I will note that Poilievre is in a bit of a tough position. Trump is actually, I think Trump may have actually hurt Poilievre's chances. Run as liberal as it gets. Was he? Should I say he's considered right wing? I mean, yeah, because he moved right. He's considered right wing because he embraced a whole bunch of right wing positions. He's a xenophobic shit weasel. What's actually wrong with Nazism? I mean, a lot. Do I like Biden? No, I never liked Biden. I also suck dick in the corner. Face. I thought I saw it. You said you were the manager at Burger King. Spending a lot of hours online for the manager. I also suck dick in the corner as well. Hey, Blumpy. Jello, Tipper Gore's worst nightmare. Yeah, fucking Tipper Gore. Parents had a cat named after Jello. Nice, nice. Scared the cat is attacking on site. Nice. I don't think he's the same level with Trump at all. No, by no means do I think Biden is as bad as Trump. I think Biden is deeply establishment. He's, you know, he's an extreme centrist. Like, he doesn't really believe in anything. It's just liberals that refuse to vote. I mean, I'm more annoyed at Harris for not doing more to court the liberals who didn't vote. Biden was pretty good president for the most part. He never fought. He wasn't willing to fight enough. He didn't. And his support of the genocide in Gaza. Yeah, he could have ended that genocide way earlier than he did, just by saying, I'm gonna withhold arms and money. Suffering age decline. Yeah. Well, and you look like the Queen of the Third Reich. Saw people comparing her to the Undertaker. Trump supported Israel too. Yeah. But that's kind of the point. Bill Maher news. Maybe, I don't know. The Democrats suck because they're always trying to appeal to the right. They're always trying to make appeals to conservatives. They're always allowing the Republicans to set the terms of the debate. So, like, immigration, for example. Democrats have completely ceded the argument on immigration, which means Republicans win that argument, which means that people who hate immigrants are going to vote Republican. People who support, people who don't hate immigrants, why the fuck would they vote for the Democrats? The Democrats are just like, no, absolutely. Republicans are completely 100% right on immigration. Vote for us! Why? Why would I vote for Republican light? Trans rights. Democrats basically just did not argue at all. Trump came out near the end of the campaign with a huge deal about trans people. Just tons of ads about how evil trans people are and how we need to kill all the trans people, basically. Just right off the bat, just right near the end, it's like, oh, we got to do something about all these. We got to do something about all these damn trannies out there. And the Democratic response was dead fucking silence. Again, they didn't fight. They just let Republicans win that. So once again, there was the question of, well, why am I going to vote for you if you're not going to fight for me? Why vote for you if you're not going to fight for marginalized communities? Why Canadians talk about American politics so much? Hey, Brett. The truth is, because it does end up mattering to us. U.S. is our biggest trading partner. We're right next to you. The shit that happens in the U.S., it does matter to us. Hey, Julie. It's the sleeping elephant that Pierre Trudeau talked about back in the day. American politics is fun, it's like a drum circus. Yes, well, there is a little bit of that as well. There's definitely a lot of Canadians who view it as sort of like a TV show. It's also the fact that Canadian politics is at least perceived to be rather boring. Ever consider moving to America? No. No, I have no interest in moving to the US. Honestly, politics is still AF. Canadians are boring and don't start wars. No, we just engage in internal genocide, but Trump executive order seeks to erase the existence of trans people. Yep. Reality is, Michaela, I suspect that most of the people who did vote for Harris, I suspect that most far left people probably did end up voting for Harris. Most of those people probably did vote. The Aussies have a possum for prime minister. They very well may. Honestly, I think most of them did. Marriage proposal. Hey, Big Dick Daddy. One thing I did see pointed out is that in most of the swing states, Democratic turnout was higher than in 2020. In a lot of the states that Harris lost, Democratic turnout was a little bit higher. compared to 2020. Yeah, it was states like California and New York where people didn't show up for Harris because it was a safe win for her. Yeah, like she was going to win one way. She was going to win those states. So, can we sign up for Tinder and get a girlfriend? No, because Tinder requires facial recognition, and I do not do that shit. I do not play around with facial recognition bullshit. Said he'd do one term. Should have stuck to that. Yep. Yeah, he should have killed face. After the 2022 midterms, he should have announced that he was going to step down. But he didn't. You can't anymore. Leave me alone. Republicans insist that Trump is hugely popular. Supposed to say otherwise. Yeah, I mean he's very much not hugely popular. He didn't even win. He didn't even win a majority. He won a plurality, but he didn't crack. I don't think he cracked 50% of the popular vote. Voted for him because he promised one term. Yeah. Here's what happens when I pull up Tinder. Face check required. I do not fuck with face checks. Fuck that noise. Bumble requires it too. Yeah. I got into Bumble without a face check. So it looks like Bumble is probably like a face check is probably optional. Tinder, it's required. And I do not fuck with face checks. I do not trust that shit. Yeah, catfisher's gonna catfish. Bumble's good, but women need to reach out to you first. You need to get them with the sweet lines first. I mean, I can understand the reason for face check. Like, I can understand the stated reason for face checks. Hey, it helps helps get rid of all the fake profiles. If people need to log in using their face, that proves that they are who they say they are. That's the stated reason. I don't know that. I don't trust that is the real reason. I don't trust any sort of facial recognition or all those apps that scan your face and we'll show you what you look like as a cat. We'll show you what you look like when you're old. Any of those kinds of apps, don't trust them. It's all about gathering data on you. Tinder's a little bot. Yep. Disney World, Universal Studios, and all those parks used to use fingerprints to get into parks. Now they do facial recognition to get into parks. Another reason for me not to go to those parks. Not that I was ever likely to go to Disney World anyway. Bye, baked. Love Universal. Harry Potter World. Fuck Harry Potter. Fuck Harry Potter. I boycott Disney. Same here. Two capitals. Yeah, It's getting creepily monopolistic. No, I have never in my life read a Harry Potter novel. Never in my life read any Harry Potter because it was too popular for me. See, that's what it was. Harry Potter. I only became aware of it like when there were like massive lines at midnight launches for like the third book. Stephen King. Never read any Stephen King now. Again, too popular for me. Yeah. Um, like I'm pretty sure I only heard about Harry Potter when like the third book had like huge midnight launch thing. Um, Snape kills Dumbledore. Bit of an old spoiler there. Uh, so like there were two things. First of all, I only found out about it when it was the biggest fucking thing in the world. Oh, I don't want to read. I don't want to read them. It's this popular. I don't want to read it. Also, uh, I'd have been like entering my teens at that point, and Harry Potter seemed like it was for kids. So it's like, oh, I don't want to read the book for kids. I'm a teenager now. I'm gonna read books for older readers. Would I eat your Whopper? So it was very much elitism, teen elitism, that kept me from reading the Harry Potter books. Um, but then, as it turned out, Rowling's a fucking asshole. So, do you regularly read books? Not really. I am trying to read more. I finished Anzuelo. Got a video about Anzuelo by Emma Rios up today. Hey, Patty. And yes, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You like the books? No, I wouldn't. I am reading Die right now. I'm about halfway through Die, which meant being traumatized all over again by the dead hobbits. No, I wouldn't, Pickleface. Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, First Reactions, Black Surprise, Lethargic, Mundane. Yep, nobody seemed terribly interested in it. I would not enjoy the Harry Potter books. Because fuck Harry Potter and fuck J.K. Rowling. I wouldn't enjoy them because I would spend the entire time thinking J.K. Rowling would be quite happy to have all trans people pushed back in the closet. Every word it'd be like J.K. Rowling wants trans people in the closet. Like the gay Potter undertones. Undertones because J.K. Rowling lacks the courage to actually have queer characters. Didn't R. Kelly want people in the closet? For different reasons, yes. Very enthusiastically said no. Indeed. Fuck Harry Potter and fuck J.K. Rowling. Hey, honey bunny. He'll be honest, Jordan. You usually are. Covering it tonight. Didn't like she added Dumbledore after the story. Yeah, because when she would no longer need to actually worry about writing him. Rowling looks like a sick Victorian child. I can see it. I can see it. Trump, R. Kelly, Puff Daddy, or Rowling. I mean, of those four, Rowling's the least bad because she's not actually a rapist. Like just we'll keep things in perspective here. The person who's not a rapist is not as bad as the three who are rapists. But as far as like Trump, R. Kelly, and Puff Daddy, I mean, Trump's got the power. Rowling looks like she permanently has coffee breath. I mean, she's a writer, so she probably does. The cold makes me snotty. Indeed. I dislike that about the cold. Like, I'm pretty sure most writers, 60% of their diet is coffee. Well, it looks like she needs a good hearty salve. Yes, Pickleface. I do agree that outing Dumbledore after his death was frankly kind of cowardly of her. It feels like a very cowardly move to HBO continues an inexplicable partnership with Rowling by debuting CB Strike season 6 trailer. Is Dumbledore an otter or a bear? I think it's pretty explicable. Yeah, I mean, they're still making money. It's money, so the show is profitable, so they'll keep doing it. Corporations are amoral. Anything that makes a profit is fine by them. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it feels cowardly to me when writers out characters, like reveal characters as queer after the story ends. And it's like, oh well, now I don't need to write them anymore, so woohoo! So I get, I get ally points without having to put in any actual effort. Woo! It just feels lazy to me. Rolling claims are no fault, trans kids. Yeah, which is just like objectively false. Like there's a huge bag of ferrets. I'm a bag of ferrets. Actually, I think comic books right. I'm a sloth. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a ton of trans people out there who have talked at length about how they knew they were trans when they were kids. They were trans kids. To claim there are no trans kids is, I mean, it's the same as claiming there are no gay kids, which is something that homophobes like to claim. Yeah, like homophobes like to claim, oh, there are no gay kids. It's like, yeah, tell that to all the people who knew they were gay when they were kids. I think I've been gay since 2009. Hey, Cornelius. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, I do feel that there are writers who are have been with me since 6 months ago. I mean, I quit my job a month ago. I've applied for a couple new jobs. Other than that, no, not really much new. But yeah, I mean, I don't like when writers. When I quit, talk to work with. No, I just found it stressful. I just found that particular job to be stressful and kind of miserable. Yeah, I think my go-to example of a writer who includes characters who are gay but never writes gay characters is Brian Michael Bendis. He does it a lot. He'll have a character, and there'll be a line confirming that character is gay, but that's it. Just like that one line is the entire extent of the character's homosexuality or the representation of that character being gay is just that one fucking line. And it's like it's not like he's a writer who doesn't write romantic stories in his or romantic subplots. Grant Morrison loves gay characters. They do. Um, Morrison has their own issues. Morrison does have some of their own problems. I mean, there are plenty of writers who regularly include queer characters. Bendis, it honestly feels to me like Bendis is just uncomfortable writing queer characters. That he's just uncomfortable writing characters in same-sex romantic relationships. Charles John Huffam Dickens. Grab my Manius Grace novels to Victorian era. Okay. His handling of Iceman coming out is sort of like the perfect example of it. He did it right at the ass end of his X-Men run, when he was never going to have to deal with the effects of Iceman coming out. So he gets the credit for making Iceman gay, for confirming Iceman is gay, but he didn't actually have to put in any of the effort beyond, one scene in All New X-Men and one scene in Uncanny X-Men. And I mean, there are other writers who do things like that as well. Like I said, Rowling revealing Dumbledore is gay. There's another prime example of it. I mean, there are other writers as well. It just feels like wanting to be praised for being so progressive, such a great ally. Oh, I'm such an ally for revealing this character as gay. But then they don't actually have to put in any of the effort. Snowflake and Safe Space. Yeah, that was not thought out well. Like, I get what they were going for, but they were. I mean, it's entirely possible the comic itself may have been good. Is that called Daniel Kibblesmith, right? I feel like he's generally pretty well received. It's possible the comic may have been good, but Snowflake and Safe Space, it felt like a parody. It felt like satire. It was a bad idea. Also, one of the characters had got their powers from experimental internet gas, which, even for comic book nonsense, is fucking nonsense. Dickens' works include characters and hints that may suggest he was aware of and comfortable with queer people. He is only able to write about it. Interesting. I mean, like, Dickens gets a pass because Victorian era gay people were like illegal back then. So he gets a pass on it. Or like 1980s era Chris Claremont. He strongly hinted at certain characters being queer. But Comics Code Authority, he couldn't actually confirm any of it. That said, ever since the Comics Code Authority disappeared, he's still basically refused to say, oh yeah, these characters, these two are totally gay for each other. Yeah, anytime that he's come back to the X-Men, he's just and he was asked about it once, and he said that he prefers to leave it up to the reader's imagination. I'm like, that's such a fucking cop-out answer. He'll throw characters at each other for heterosexual relationships, just like, hey, let's see what happens here. Let's see if this works out. Nope, okay, whatever. But like, no shame, like not shy at all about straight relationships. But Gay relationships? Oh, gotta leave it up to the reader. I don't know. It's the reader's imagination. It's the reader. It's leave it to the imagination of the reader. Straight relationships, you'll just have the characters fucking making out and in bed and all that. But yeah, it annoys me about Claremont. What politics are like back in the Mark Twain and Charles Dickens era? Not great. I'm pretty sure not great, Ugly Hobo. Rogue and Silex Scissor. I mean, there's no way that Rogue and Gambit aren't part of a kink lifestyle. Can you crack your back? My back, not easily. My back doesn't crack very much. X-Men. Yep. Yeah, Gambit and Rogue, they're married now, but they're absolutely on like FetLife. Gambit and Rogue have an account on FetLife, and no one will ever convince me otherwise. FetLife. It's a website dedicated to people who are into fetishes. Yeah, those two, like, hey, Nashi. Yeah, those two, like, being kind of open. Crack back. I can't crack my back. I like my back rarely cracks. I asked you the other night if you're into BDSM. I love that website. I've literally never visited it. Literally never actually been there. Crack neck. That I can try to do. No, not getting a good crack on my neck. Wish I could get a good crack on my neck because I'm. Hey, that podcast channel, crime podcast, but a new episode about the cold case I'm obsessed with, so that's something decent to listen to. Very fortunate, pal. Yeah, not able to crack my neck right now. I wish I could because it's really fucking stiff and sore. One of those things where it feels like a good crack would help, but what after dinner? I will be having rice. Though I must confess I'm tired enough that ordering out is vaguely tempting, but I will have rice. Finish it off so that I finish off my vegetables. So, yeah, when I can't crack, I know. Finish off the last of my onion and peppers so that because I need to do my groceries tomorrow anyway. Had Wendy's earlier. Yeah. I was never keen on Wendy's. Almost cracked. Yeah, my shoulders did have a little bit of cracking, though not audible, more felt than heard. Craving Chinese food. Sadly, the options for Chinese food here in Cornwall are pretty dismal, frankly. Three years of war in Ukraine. Chinese Russian alliance passed the test. Why the fuck is Kelsey's under Asian? Pizza. Why the fuck is Pizza Hut under Asian food? Jesus Christ. Shooter's Pub? That one was actually Uber Eats. That was Uber Eats. That was like, that's so goddamn weird. For Asian. Popeyes under Asian for DoorDash. Are you nothing. I was just curious about the. I was just curious, like what Uber Eats had for Chinese, and yeah, the options are exceptionally limited, especially this time of night. There's a couple Asian places that are open sort of earlier, but they close fairly early. Maybe Popeyes is an Asian sauce. I mean, that's what it is. There's like, oh, this particular thing is vaguely Asian. But it's like it's not an Asian restaurant. Oh, it's got a teriyaki. It's got a teriyaki chicken. Fuck off. Hey, Uncle Buck. I'm going to refill my water. Can't get Chinese at 9 p.m. there. Nope, not here in Cornwall. Cornwall's Chinese restaurant options are tragic. Chantel's currently obsessed with cookies. I mean, who isn't? Getting water. Back in a moment. Thoughts on gutter punks such as myself? Hey, any interest? How can a punk be a Nazi? Isn't the whole point of being a punk to be anti-government? So, I mean, you'd have to ask the actual Nazi punks out there. The punk scene has traditionally had a problem with Nazism. Skinheads, you know. I think what it comes down to is these are people who believe that the government and the world is secretly controlled by the Jews. Yeah, they think the government is run by the Jews, so their whole anti-establishment thing is just anti-Semitism, but thinking the establishment is referring to Elon's Nazi school. Yeah, that was what inspired it. Now, that was what inspired my stream title. Why would Elon do the Nazi salute? Because he's a white supremacist. What does he gain? I mean, it's not about gaining anything. They don't make up the mainstream punks. No, no, but I mean, there is a reason. Like, there is a reason that the Dead Kennedys recorded Nazi punks fuck off. You know, like it's. They've always had an issue trying to keep out the Nazis. And yeah, as far as what Elon gained from it, I mean, it's not really about gaining anything. It's about just openly displaying that he can do whatever he damn well wants. It's about sending a message. Telling all the white supremacists who follow him, look what I'm getting away with. I'm going to do, you know, I can do whatever I damn well want to all the black and Jewish people. Hey, Margaret. And telling all the marginalized communities, look what I'm getting away with. Like how fucked you are. Does Jewish population decide in Hollywood? Why do you do it to the backdrop after doing it to the audience? Again, just show he can. Just to show that he can. Just stuck the little starburst jump. Also high. I mean, he's a ketamine addict, so yeah, he very well may have been high on ketamine. Frankly, anytime you see Musk, it's probably safe to assume that he's probably high on ketamine at the moment. What does ketamine even do? I don't know. I have no idea. We should be worried about Vance. Trump isn't going to make it 4 years. Horse tranquilizer. I will say Vance worries me less than Trump because he doesn't command the fear or loyalty that Trump does. Trump is a cult leader. I hate Vance's face so much it makes me angry. It is an annoying face. He does have a really shitty face. Yeah, like Trump is just a full-on cult leader, despite lacking charisma, because he's not charismatic. He's genuinely not a charismatic guy. I honestly don't get the appeal of him. Donald Trump took ketamine. Dissociative anesthetic that has some hallucinogenic effects. Distorts perceptions of sight and sound, makes users feel disconnected, not in control. Yeah, I honestly do not understand why people follow Trump. Like, is it just because he's so, like, it just seems like it's because he's so blatant about it. For dissociative anesthetic, makes patients feel detached. Yeah, like, is it just because he is so crude and cruel, and people interpret that as honest? Like, it's because he's not a charismatic guy. He does not come across as intelligent. He does not come across as honest. He's not charming or charismatic or commanding. People say he speaks his mind. He's not presidential. It's not even that he's not presidential. It's that he's not entertaining either. Like, like presidential is, it's kind of whatever a lot of time, but I mean, it's stuff SpaceX is doing is pretty impressive. My understanding is that SpaceX has basically arranged itself in such a way that Musk has nothing to do with it. People liked him in The Apprentice, saying if you're fired, people I'd be a regular guy for the people. Yeah, because nothing says man of the people like a fucking self-proclaimed billionaire. Nothing says man of the people like the boss who takes delight in firing people. Like, why did people think, oh yeah, this guy whose whole job, who made a whole career out of telling people they're fired, how is he the fucking savior of the common man? Like, are you fucking kidding me? He was a fucking, he's the fucking boss and we're supposed to cheer for him? No, the boss sucks. We're a society who is supposed to hate our bosses. SpaceX is going to have issues. My brother went to a launch. Can let shit walk right up to everything. Mark Carney. I honestly don't know that much about Mark Carney. Yeah, as far as SpaceX is concerned. So one thing I read somewhere is that apparently whenever Musk comes in, like whenever Musk does go into SpaceX, they have some. They always have some sort of like bullshit task that they can be like, oh, hey, we're having some issue. We're having some trouble with this. Could you help us with this thing? Could you help us with this? It's nothing. It's just it's absolutely nothing critical. Nothing that requires any actual knowledge of rocket. It's just it is total meaningless bullshit. But they ask him, hey, can you help us with this? Hey, while you're here, my friend's company did concrete work for them. Same grade used in homes. Breaks down all the time because of the launch heat. Yeah, that makes sense. Cutting corners. Yeah, as far as Carney goes, like I don't really know that much about him, to be honest. He seems fine. The one good thing is, like the one positive is, I do think that Trump has actually hurt Poilievre's chances because Pierre Poilievre is very pro-Trump. So when Trump started making threats towards Canada, everyone aside from Danielle Smith uh, went, "Oh no, you fucking don't." So Poilievre is in kind of an awkward position right now where he can't really say much one way or the other. Like obviously he can't side with Trump about the 51st state bullshit. He can't side with Trump about tariffs and all that shit. He can't be going out there being like, oh, yeah, Trump's great. Oh, I love Donald Trump. He can't be doing that shit right now. But at the same time, it's not like he can. It's not like he can be giving liberals any credit for standing up to Trump. He can't encourage the liberals to stand up to Trump. He's scared shitless of Trump, so he can't be out there going, "Oh, I'm gonna, I will stand up to Donald Trump and I will push back against those tariffs and I will make sure that those." He can't be doing that because I will make sure that those. He can't be doing that because he doesn't want to piss off Donald Trump. Hey, Fausta. Can't imagine something Danielle Smith at 6th grade. She's the premier of Alberta. So Poilievre is in kind of an awkward position where he sort of has to shut up for a little bit. He can't really say anything one way or the other, one way or another. Meanwhile, the Liberals are going to be looking strong for helping to rally the country in defiance to Trump's statements. Marv will be in Trump's office. You serious? is that just a rumor, Hobo? You raise tax in Canada, Canada will raise price on exports. Yeah, I mean we're already talking about tariffs on. Do you remember about looking here? All right, so it's one of those rumors I wouldn't be inclined to give any real credence to. If it happens, then he's fucking dead. Like if it happens, and he's done. Why can't we have cheaper groceries? Because at every level of the at every level, there's corporations wanting to hike up prices. Raspberries are not $7. Yeah, I mean groceries are expensive because the grocery stores hike up prices, the suppliers hike up prices. Everyone keeps hiking up prices because out of greed, just pure simple greed. Yeah, if Bill Maher does join Trump's administration, then he's basically done. I don't think that. I doubt that he will. I doubt he will join the administration. Hey, Catsy. But if he does, then he's done. No one will ever take him seriously again. Anyone who still follows him on the left is just going to be like, whoa, well, fuck you then. Bill Maher being fucked. Is Maher on Fox News? I don't think Bill Maher is actually on Fox News. I thought he was on HBO or something. Wasn't he? Bill Maher. So, like I said, if Bill Maher does join Trump's office, Trump's administration, then no one will take Bill Maher seriously ever again. Everyone on the left will just be completely 100% absolutely done with him at that point. Like if he joins Trump administration, the entirety of the left will just have nothing to do with him anymore. And the reality is, most people on the right wouldn't particularly like him either. Think of Geraldo. He's a great TV host. What, like when he was opening Al Capone's tomb? Elf on a Shelf chocolate bars were on clearance. 30 cents, my friend only got me 5. What a bastard. Geraldo's been a joke for as long as I can remember. The whole stunt with the Al Capone tomb thing. Was he the one who got a chair thrown? Was Geraldo the one who got a chair thrown at him once as well? It was. One of the only liberalish folks on the five. He had a different viewpoint, but they fired him. The Al Capone thing was stupid. Yep. So yeah, Geraldo's actually been a joke for as long as I can remember. Mostly a lot of stage things, yeah. Like I can never remember anyone ever taking him seriously. Imagine a network where he has the most sensible voice. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the 24-hour news channels are bullshit anyway. Geraldo and Bill Maher are the same. Bill Maher doesn't do the stunts that Geraldo did. I think the difference is Bill Maher is a comedian. Geraldo passed himself off as, as a journalist. Bill Maher passed himself off as a comedian. Neither of them are what they actually pretend to be, but Shepard Smith. I think Shepard Smith, yeah. Start talking about True Blood too often. The show, the TV show. You start talking about the TV show True Blood. I want to believe that's why he got fired. That he was just like, he just got so into the book, or he just got so into that TV show. I was like, we're tired of you fucking talking about it. You're good. Get the hell out of here. It's a good show. We get it. We fucking get it. We don't want to hear about True Blood anymore. Say that book. Anzuelo. And I mean, you can wait for the movie, but it's probably going to be in Spanish. Because Emma Rios is Spanish. You throw questions about True Blood into serious interviews is kind of like that is amazing. That is genuinely amazing. Putin's making moves toward Ukraine. Just like Michael's making moves towards Samantha on True Blood, right? Am I right? Trump earlier named the Gulf Mexico the Gulf of America. I mean, it's a name. It's a name. I'm pretty like in U.S. documents. Yes, like he can have official U.S. documents refer to it as the Gulf of America. The rest of the world is going to keep calling it the Gulf of Mexico because we don't give a shit what Trump says. Let me put it this way, Aglihoba. The Sears Tower is not officially called the Sears Tower anymore. But everyone still calls it the Sears Tower. Nobody talks about the Rogers Center. They talk about the Sky Dome. The commentators are like, oh, you're at the Rogers Center, and like news down at the Rogers Center. Anything official refers to it as the Rogers Center. But as far as the regular people are concerned, it's the Sky Dome. So can Trump rename the Gulf of Mexico? Yeah, he can rename it. People are going to keep calling it the Gulf of Mexico because that's what they're used to calling it. Like it's what they're used to refer. It's what people are used to referring to it as. So they're going to keep referring to it that way. Or they'll just call it the Gulf. Will always be the Sears Tower. Exactly. I don't even remember what the actual name is anymore. Like, I don't even remember what the official name is. Nobody remembers what the official name is. I think people in Chicago don't remember what the official name is. It's the Sears Tower. Oh, it's the Willis Tower? The Gulf of America. Like I said, officially, that's what it'll be. But I think most people will still refer to it as the Gulf of Mexico because that's what they've always called it. And no one cares that some petulant little fuckwit wants to call it something else. Who actually owns the oceans? Nothing. No. Oceans are international territory. Like, obviously, like every country that, they control the water out to a certain distance. But 20-year-old daughter calls it the Sears Tower. I've taught her well. But the oceans themselves are, they're not owned by anybody. International treaty says they can't be owned by anybody. So, yeah, I mean, it's names are, names are whatever. And obviously, people will know, whether they use Gulf of America or Gulf of America or Gulf of whatever. Everyone knows what's being referred to. All countries on an offshore portion that is ocean. Yeah. Whether you call it soda, cola, pop, Coke, whatever, everyone knows what you're talking about. Hey, Mark, it's going to be the same with the Gulf. Some people call it the Gulf of America. Some people call it the Gulf of Mexico. They know what it's they'll all know what they're talking about. Who actually owns an ocean? Poseidon, god of the seas. My husband. The ocean is owned by Poseidon. I mean, he did have a coronation. There was a coronation ceremony before the inauguration. I think is that like there's something that we're literally referred to as the coronation. See, TikTok went down in Canada too. I don't know what that's about, Vanna. Like, I don't know why it would have gone down in Canada, because we don't actually have an active ban. We have asked TikTok to wind down its Canadian operations. But that is January 6th. January 6th prisoners. I mean, you got to keep warm somehow, Buttercup. You got to keep warm somehow. So I think I'm guessing that what happened with TikTok in Canada was probably just an error. They didn't mean to take it down in Canada. They just meant to take it down in the US. And, just because Canada and the US are so closely connected to each other. Thoughts on homeless people trying to survive in the winter? They should be given homes. Regardless, people should not use TikTok anymore. People should stop using TikTok because they have fully thrown in with Trump at this point. Democratic protesters clashing with January 6 supporters outside this DC jail. Chinese influence Trump's making this happen. Yeah, I mean they're sucking up to him. They're sucking up to Trump because they know that he doesn't actually have principles. That if you flatter him enough, he'll just do whatever you want him to do. Hey, Larry. So suck up to him. Make sure that that the app favors him, and he'll do whatever he can to make sure TikTok makes more money. It's so transparent, so unashamed, and so corrupt. Because corruption is just the name of the game when it comes to him, Trump. He's not even pretending to not be corrupt anymore. Like this time around, he didn't even pretend that he was going to detach from all his businesses. Like in 2021, he had all his he brought out those huge stacks of blank papers, pretending, oh, I'm going to sign all the, this will, to put all my business in a blind trust run by my fucking kids. Yes, surely. Of course he won't talk about politics with his kids who are working in his administration. Just down immigration app. Of course he did. He doesn't want any immigrants coming. Correction, he doesn't want any non-white immigrants. I doubt he'd put similar restrictions on people trying to immigrate from Sweden. Those aren't the ones that ICE is going to be going after. That's wild. Nobody's even nobody even asked Trump about his businesses this time around. Yeah, as far as I know, he very well may still be in charge of his businesses right now. Can't believe he's actually turned in birthright citizenship, which is illegal. Not that he gives a shit. Hi, Rebecca. Everyone loves the Swedes. Except Canada during hockey season. Hockey season comes around, fuck you, Sweden. Or like the international, like any like the international hockey tournaments, like the whenever there's like international hockey tournaments, fuck you, Sweden. Let me look stunning today. The Undertaker is the comparison that I saw. Like the Hamburglar, Heisenberg. Between Trump's official portrait and Melania's creepy inauguration outfit, they are weird. They are being very ominous. Joe Biden legalized glamour in 2022. She did not illegalize glamour. She decriminal. They decriminalized glamour in 2022. Fucking most gorgeous person I've ever seen. I suppose that's why her dad wants to fuck her. That's why her dad is so desperate to fuck her. And no, I did not watch the inauguration. I was asleep. Carrie Underwood. Fuck Carrie Underwood. I'm not a fan of country music to begin with. And anyone who supports Trump can go fuck themselves. Internal filter malfunction. Why? Because I said that Donald Trump wants to fuck Ivanka? It's true, though. Saying Acapulco? Acapella? I mean, Donald's lust for Ivanka is very well documented. He absolutely wants to bang his daughter. High school guidance counselor realness. I mean, lawyer, but sure. I'm generally not going to shame someone for getting plastic surgery. It's whatever. Who cares? That's a new law. Yeah, that he's a fascist dickbag. That he's a fascist piece of shit. And that I genuinely, sincerely hope he dies of a heart attack soon. Finds last minute burns for his family. I kind of don't really give a shit. Like, of course he did. I mean, like, with Trump straight up promising to politicize the Department of Justice, you know, why not? Why not get ahead of it and just be like, no, we're not going to go for any of your bullshit. Isn't burning your entire family sort of bad? I mean, I don't particularly approve of it, but I also have trouble particularly giving a shit about it. The new two genders law. Yeah, that Trump is a fascist piece of shit, Rebecca. That's my answer for all of it, Rebecca. My thoughts on anything to do with Trump. He is a fascist piece of shit, and I hope he fucking dies. That is my answer to any fucking question that you're going to ask. Donald Trump is a fascist piece of shit, and I hope he fucking dies. So spare yourself the fucking typing, Rebecca. No need to fucking type anymore. What's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on that? I just gave you the answer to all the questions that you're gonna ask. All the comments you're gonna make. I just gave you the answer to fucking all of it. Shouldn't talk like that. I don't fucking care. Secret Service. I'm fucking Canadian, bitch. The two genders are Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America. And, well, it's not like I'm threatening to. It's not like I'm threatening to kill him myself. I don't even have a fucking voodoo doll of him. I can't do jack shit to Trump. Yeah, sure thing, Rebecca. Get shut down. In which case, I'd be free. Think Trump was hitting himself? Luckiest, most charming piece of shit. Yep. Can't get into. Because a lot of what it comes down to is an awful lot of the checks and balances in the US were kind of set up a little bit on the honor system. It's kind of not really set up for someone who just ignores the rules. Like, way back in the day, Richard Nixon made a comment about if the president does it, it's not illegal. And he got mocked for that a lot, got criticized for it a lot. But it's turned out to be true. Donald Trump never cared about norms. He never cared about honor and morality and things like the things that were the things that those unspoken rules that politicians and leaders are supposed to follow. He never cared about any of that. And as it turned out, there was literally no system in place for dealing with that. Said we'd never have to vote again. Yep. Any good jobs to apply for? I applied for a couple last week. I did apply for a couple jobs last week, Rebecca. I didn't look over the weekend because jobs don't normally get posted on the weekend. Like you're Canadian. I mean, we've got our own problems. And like I said, it is very likely. I still think it's very likely that the Conservatives win the upcoming election. Probably going to be a minority government. Yeah, maybe it's possible they might win a majority. But I do think I still think it's pretty likely that the Conservatives will win the next federal election. In which case, Poilievre is kind of a Canadian, or at least he's a follower of Trump. You vote for the guy, Mark? Which just proves to me what an asshole you are, Mark. The fact that you'd vote for him is just you voted for fascism and cruelty and hate. You voted for a con man. Hey, Nancy. Couldn't vote for Joe. I mean, you didn't have to vote for either of them, frankly. You could have voted third party. Throwing your vote away, but hey, at least you're not voting for a straight up fucking con man. A fascist con man. Didn't buy in part of his whole family. And normally I would disapprove of that, Nancy. Sincerely, under normal circumstances, I would disapprove of that. But as it is, I don't even fucking care. Why can't I condemn it? Because there's a fascist in the White House. Icky. And yeah, I mean there is the matter that Trump has basically promised to politicize the Department of Justice to go after his political rivals. So it probably would have gone after Biden's family, whether there was a cause to or not. So specifically Elon Musk for doing a Nazi salute. To Democrat. Yes, why would a Democrat? Trump launched a fucking insurrection. Like Trump did a fucking insurrection. And that's aside from all the corruption and shit from when his first term as president. Roman salute. They're the same thing. Icky. Roman salute, fascist salute, Nazi salute, it's all the same thing. It's the same salute. The only people, the only people who do that salute are fucking Nazis. Biden literally tried to throw Trump in jail. No. Um, Biden, frankly, did not go after Trump hard enough for the crimes that Trump committed. As far as Biden and his family go, frankly, I would have been fine with them all going to prison. I don't give a shit about them. Biden's a fucking war criminal. Biden should be in prison. I would absolutely be in favor of throwing Biden in prison. Hunter? I don't give a shit about Hunter. Fine, throw Hunter Biden in prison. What fucking difference does it make to me? Other members of the family, if they did crimes, then sure, toss them. But like, I throw them in prison. I have no objections to those people being thrown in prison. But Trump's a fascist. Biden was a horrible president, did nothing benefit the US, he has to go. And he'd already resigned. Hey, Beetlejuice set. Yeah, as far as the salute goes, the only people who do that salute are Nazis. If you see anyone do that salute, they are telling you exactly who they are. You know who didn't use that salute? The actual Romans. That salute was a later invention. No, he didn't. Because Trump was a criminal. Trump was a straight up criminal, and he deserved to be. But like Biden sort of like. But Biden's a traditionalist. Biden's all about those political norms. Yeah, for the salute, there's no Roman text describing that particular salute. No Roman art that has a similar gesture. It was 1784 where it started to be associated with Rome. So that Roman salute is not fucking Roman. Why is it called Roman? Because much, 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 much later, people decided to start. People just randomly decided, hey, this was what they did in Rome, despite there being absolutely no evidence of it. Like it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. Like it's artists started using it in paintings, and I mean it's the same reason that people think that Viking helmets have horns on them. Vikings did not put horns on their helmets, and yet every single depiction you will ever see of a Viking until the end of time gives them horns on their helmet. Because some random dude centuries later just stuck them on there. Hey, Phineas. I'm embarrassed being turned on right now. Didn't have to say that out here in front of God and everybody. Allah welcomes you and your nuts also. Phineas P. Gage was a railroad construction foreman in Cavendish, Vermont in the 1840s who survived an accident that irreversibly damaged his brain. The stream. Nah, I'm ending. I'm calling it a night. Ending it here for tonight. So thanks for coming. And good night, everybody.